2022. Here we are kicking off day 3, and I am so excited to introduce from Outlierorg. We have Anjuli Gupta, and Roer. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I know that there are so many organizations and networking opportunities here at NACAC. I think something like 6,000 or 6,500 people are on the floor, and really they're excited to learn and to talk to other organizations, other people, other counselors. Tell me a little bit about, Outlierorg, just to get us started.
Absolutely. Yasmin, thank you so much for having us, by the way.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
So great to be here. I think Outlierorg starts with our founding story. So our founder, Aaron Rasmussen, is the co-founder of Masterclass. He grew up in rural Oregon, went to Boston University on a Pell Grant, and while he was, education made a huge difference in his life, and actually in the lives of most of the people on our team. While he was in college at Boston University, he would take courses at Diablo Valley College, a community college in the East Bay in California, during the summer, and transfer those courses back to Boston University to make his Pell Grant go further. And so once he left Masterclass and he said, okay, he's a serial entrepreneur, he's done several companies, he says, I want to do one more company that's really going to change the world. What can I bring to this? What can I do? And that's where Outlierorg was born. So we do really high quality introductory college courses, drawing on everything that they learned at Masterclass, but also adding a custom learning management system. And today we're really, really proud to work with 2 amazing institutions. We power open access courses from University of Pittsburgh, and we also power 3 new associate degree programs from Golden Gate University. They're called Degrees Plus. One is in applied computing, one is in business administration, one is in liberal studies, and they're called Degrees Plus because all 3 of them come with a built-in option for a career certificate that gets someone to an entry-level job that does not require a bachelor's degree. So all of them are less than $9,000. For more than half of the college student population, they will be fully covered by the Pell Grant and maybe some money left over for a laptop. No textbooks, no transportation fees. So that's a little bit more about us. I know that was long, but we're so excited to be here. And it's been just incredible to be here because the group of people here, whether they are college admissions officers or who might be looking at a transcript from Top 50 University of Pittsburgh as part of students' applications, or whether they're high school counselors who are guiding students to either challenge classes or options for students who are on the fence saying, I'm not sure college is going to work for me. We've had incredible conversations with everyone.
It definitely seems like more and more now kids are paving their own path, whereas I feel like 10, 15, 20 years ago it was you're going to college, you're going to graduate in 4 years, you're going to get your internship, and you're just going to follow the steps. And now there are so many options like Outlierorg, like maybe I'll take a year off, or maybe I'll create my own major and things like that.
That's right.
What do you think some of the biggest feedback you've been hearing from the students and their counselors about the gap in the market that really you guys are filling?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to just tag onto your note about Gen Z. There's a phenomenal report from the ECMC Foundation called Question the Quo that's all about Gen Z students' expectations of college. So most of them think that they can succeed without going to college. Most of them want a degree in 2 to 3 years. So yes, absolutely. We're kind of plugging into some of those changing trends. I think Brett, maybe you want to talk a little bit about what you've heard.
Yeah, and I think you're right that we've gotten amazing feedback from counselors and students, and let's not leave out another key ingredient in the college process, parents. So I think what's been so amazing about NACAC and meeting thousands of counselors is this has been the best conference I've been to where I'm watching people in real time understand and immediately think of that exact student, family, and group of students that this will be a great solution for. It will not be a solution for all, but for those that this is what they've been waiting for, a way to authentically say, I can allow my students a pathway that can really minimize or lead to no cost of attendance, can lead to a college and career pathway with both an accredited associate's degree as well as a professional certificate from an industry leader. I've had counselors literally say, this sounds too good to be true because this is what I've been waiting for to share with my community. And I've also had those same conversations with students and parents, and that's a really amazing feeling to be able to know this could potentially unlock future success for different students who have just, for whatever reason, have had barriers that have not allowed them to fulfill what they'd hoped for after high school graduation.
I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to hear from somebody saying, what you're offering sounds too good to be true. Tell me about, like, what is it like hearing something like that, and the work that you were doing could have an impact on even just one student's life?
Can I just share?
Of course,
I'm going to share
yes,
a very
please.
brief anecdote. So I used to be a high school principal in the Bronx. I had a student who needed to take summer school, and one day he kind of meandered into my office. I usually was the guy who was like, "Okay, great, I love you. Have a great day. Go back to class." And this time, for some reason, I'm like, "This student needs a moment." And he shared his whole life story about, and he just kept asking me great questions about whether I should go to community college or four-year college or the military or trade school. And I was just in my counselor mode. I'm loving this. And I'm like, here's all these things. And finally he just goes, after like a very extensive, great, insightful conversation, he goes, "Honestly, mister, I just want to get out of the projects. Like, that's honestly what matters to me. I just need to accelerate my life." And he didn't necessarily care as much about the pathway. He cared about, will someone help me find my road? And for so many counselors, as you said before we started, they're dealing with hundreds of students. And they can't always give those students those exact time to fill out these lengthy applications or to navigate this. And what I love about Degrees Plus and what resonated with the counselors saying this can also make my life more manageable in supporting and empowering students is this is an option they can feel safe, they can trust that this will alleviate future potential student debt. This can allow students to not know what they want to do right now, but can say, I want to be college and career ready, and this is a very low risk, high return on investment opportunity that I can empower my students with. And I think that's where counselors have been so excited about.
Yeah, it was when we launched Degrees Plus, it was really, really important to us to partner with a regionally accredited nonprofit institution. And it was also really important to us to think about the next step for students. So not only can students take courses from University of Pittsburgh, if they get a 2.5 GPA or better in those courses, they're guaranteed admission to the Golden Gate University Degrees Plus. If they finish Degrees Plus with a 2.5 GPA or better, they're guaranteed admission to complete online bachelor's degrees at Golden Gate University. So I think a lot of this is about making sure, and along the way they have a career certificate. So if they need to focus on career, as is the case for, I would say, most students who are thinking, is college going to work for me? They're worried about debt, they're worried about supporting their family. So there really is something all the way through, end to end, that people can really trust. And that's important to us, really, really important to us.
I mean, even you're just saying guaranteed, that word alone has to alleviate so much stress and so much pressure for these students, for these counselors, knowing you know exactly what you need to do to ensure you can proceed, or like you said, if you need to get a job or do things on the side or, you know, veer off maybe the path that you originally set out on, that has to offer, just so much comfort and security for these students.
Right, that's what we're aiming for.
I love that. So tell me one more time, if somebody, a student, a parent, a counselor is interested in Outlier.org, what do they need to know? Where can they go? Give us a plug for everything you guys are doing.
Absolutely. Well, I'll start and I'll let Brett
Perfect.
finish up. They need to go to Outlier.org. There they can learn about courses from University of Pittsburgh. There they can learn about the Degrees Plus programs. They can start an application today. In our first week, students were applying in a median time of less than 10 minutes, no essays.
That is what we're talking about. Even job applications now, they'll say, apply, attach your resume, and then also fill out that exact information in this form. And you're just like, why? Let me give you the information quickly and easily, and encourage more people to fill everything out, I think.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah. A very, very short, I should say, a very short statement of purpose for people who don't yet have a high school diploma. But the point is, we want it to be, as Brett said, low risk, but also easy to raise your hand and say, I wonder if this might work out for me. And you can make the decision later. So.
I want to say, first of all, I actually did the Outliers Degree Plus application yesterday while I was here at NACAC, because I said when I'm speaking with counselors, I want to make sure, does it really take 10 minutes? And having that help students as a former college career counselor navigate it, here are some key takeaways. One, Outlier gives these little words of encouragement, like, while you're filling it out that I've done many college applications with students. It's never like an interactive, fun, making you feel welcome experience. It's very bureaucratic. And so something I honestly will say just yesterday for the first time, like, wow, thank you. I do feel better now that I've selected that exact option you presented me. So I love that the experience also, while it's short and efficient, it also is warm and inviting. And for many of the students who are thinking about an option like a Degrees Plus, and for many counselors who are going to recommend that, I think that's been the missing piece. You know, we kind of spoke right before we went live about this new generation of students wanting options and wanting flexibility, and this previous traditional pathway. While that's great for many students, that leaves a large proportion of certain types of students out. And so I love that this feels for many students like, yes, I feel heard, I feel seen, I feel wanted in the college process. And that's a great feeling to be part of an organization that's doing that.
And something everyone can relate to, right? Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to feel like they're part of a community. Everybody wants to feel like they're wanted, and no one wants to feel isolated or alone. So
That's
I love that so much.
Thank you. And Yasmin, just one last thing. I just want to say thank you to the NACAC community. I think people have been incredibly welcoming. We're definitely delivering something that's new and different, and people have been curious. They've wanted to engage. They've asked questions. They've been thinking about, which students, which families might this support. Everybody here, I think you told us that college counselors often have 400 students to serve, and even with all of the busyness, the stress, the pressure of heading into admissions season, folks have really been open to engaging with us on thinking about how might they get the word out to their students for whom this would be appropriate. Also, higher education institutions, talked to several yesterday who'd be really interested in transfer partnerships for students who complete Degrees Plus. So it's just been phenomenal for us to be here, and everyone has been incredible. And so just a big thank you to the NACAC community.
I'd also want to thank specifically NACAC for putting on and providing this amazing opportunity for this convening, but especially the high school counselors. So one reason I don't think I personally ever went to these types of convenings was my fear of, when I come back from this amazing opportunity, the amount of student and parent and other school emails that I'm going to be waiting on. And I'm so impressed by people just being brave and seizing the moment of, you need to be here to find out what opportunities you can empower your students with, while also simultaneously knowing that's going to come at a cost to you as the educator or counselor. So I just want to thank everyone for taking their time out of a very busy schedule, especially post-pandemic and all the social emotional needs that students are encountering and experiencing, to be here and learn about how they can further help their students upon their return back to their buildings.
And it definitely seems like people did take the time out of their days to travel here because of everything that you were just saying, because of the opportunities, because of that networking, because of the support that they are getting from other NACAC members, from other sponsors and things. So great opportunity here. If you're not here, we do have Baltimore coming up next year. So more opportunities for networking and sharing. Thank you both so much for stopping by. Outlier.org if you want more information. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.